politics is complicated. Because politics is people. It's not parties and groups and
Mhm.
factions. It's people, and people are inherently afraid of all of the threats and all of the problems in their environment. Most of the time because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And success and progress only comes from challenging those problems and pushing through to the other side. Political correctness is equal or equivalent to silence on important topics.
Mhm.
And when people are being told to be politically correct, they're basically being told to be quiet. That's the
Mhm.
polite way to to phrase it. But being quiet when there's a hole in your boat and the water is coming in
Mhm.
is not really a solution. And what is probably good is to spend a lot of time at the beginning listening. Even though you have, it's how to convey it, how to put it across, how to explain it, how to communicate it
Mhm.
is I have information if people are interested. I have information. That, that's it. It's like I have a shop. My shop sells I don't know, cups, right? I have a shop. My shop sells cups. If you want a cup, come to me. End of
Mhm.
story. And then you let people come to you. You don't push the cups into everybody's faces. Um, and that's as far as people need to go at the beginning. The the only progress that happens is when there is education, and the only real education that happens is when the student seeks the teacher. When the teacher seeks the student, there's no there's not a lot of signs that the student is really that interested in what is happening,
Mhm.
um, and they won't go very far. So, um, at the beginning, you present yourself as available,
Mhm.
as a source or resource of information and knowledge that can be used if people want. If people don't, then they don't, and that's that. And then on the other side, there needs to be a lot of listening, right? Because group dynamics are very important to understand. And it's more easy to see when you're in a room with people, but it happens digitally as well. You can see what the power structure is. You can see what people are passionate about. You can see who wants to talk about what. It's a
Mhm.
learning process. So it's worth putting a zip
Mhm.
across your mouth for the first, I don't know, two, three, four meetings, but saying that you're there, you know? Well, and uh, keeping keeping responses to one sentence and offering people more if they want.
Mhm.
And when we keep it short and succinct, we don't waste people's time. And it's very, very hard. Although you work in marketing, so you should be fairly good at it. Um, it's very hard to know exactly what is on somebody else's mind and exactly what they need.
Mm.
It's very hard to know exactly that. And it's worth asking people, what's on your mind? What's the problem? What exactly do you need?
Mm.
And I think what exactly do you need is probably the most powerful question that's in there. And then you can offer to deliver information to them briefly, or you can offer to go away and collect information and deliver it to them at a later point in time. But all of this comes through listening and offering and learning about the group and the group dynamics. There's a terrible human tendency to always want to jump into things,
Mm.
especially when we're knowledgeable and especially when we're passionate about things working and things being successful. And at which point we have to understand that everybody's definition of success is different and that everybody there's a meeting with maybe 5, 10, maybe more people in the meeting, and getting productivity out of that is quite complex, and expecting everybody to be focused as well at that, and that is quite complex. Stage one is always gathering information. Who are they? Where are they? What are they interested in? What do they do?
Mm.
And then asking, can I improve their quality of life? Because that's what you're there to do. I mean, it's obvious. You're there to make their lives better. So thinking about how you can do that is important, because the biggest mistake that most people make is thinking that you're there for you.
Mm.
And I know that you probably don't do that, but a lot of people do. You're there for them, which is why you say to them, I'm an expert in this. I have this experience. Feel free to come to me if you need something. And
Mm.
that's it. That's all anybody needs to do is open the shop, and whoever comes in through the door comes in through the door. Small contributions can make big differences over a long period of time. They probably function better than trying to give too much at the beginning. Anyway, that's just a thought about that. So it's probably good to just gather the data.